So in my hands right here is Discraft's most hated disc. What I have in my hands is the Discraft Slipstream GT. This is a driver with a pretty normal wing until you start looking at the very top, where it has the grip track, the GT, the thing that's on the ringer, the banger, the buzz. This is where your thumb is supposed to go for you to get maximum grip to launch this thing as far as you can. The issue is, outside of looking at it and obviously throwing it, you don't know what this thing does. This was created in 2005 as an Ace Race disc. After getting all of the feedback that they needed, in 2006, they released it. And in 2007, it was discontinued. It was shelved. It was no more. Not only did people not care for this disc, the pros didn't even want to throw it enough to promote it and to give it flight numbers. Now, the only thing that we can go off of is that the Slipstream GT was supposed to be an understable version of the Avenger. The Avenger, being an older distance driver that Discraft had, it has a 1.8 stability rating for Discraft's rating. And then also, if you look on their old website, it is a 10.503, which honestly, really good flight numbers. If you compare the wings, they're pretty similar. I think the Slipstream GT is a little lower on the parting line, and it's also a little flatter. This does have kind of like a concave bottom to make it a little more stable. But then, if you look at the Avenger SS, which is probably what this thing turned into after, which is, I think, just removing the GT, it is eerily similar in shape. This might have a little more dome or a little lower parting line, which makes this very, very understable. I mean, this is a roller for pros, or even me. I could roll this thing. I can roll this thing, Corey. But the comparisons are there. I just don't know if this is as understable as this. So I think now that it is winter, it is the perfect time to figure out how flippy this actually is. What are the flight numbers of the Slipstream GT? It's really cold right now. I don't know I don't know. It's going to be throwing out into a field. As you can see, it's snowing. And we're going to start with the Avenger. We're going to try and throw all of these flat first, and then if we need to, throw it on other angles. It's cold. I would say the Avenger is pretty straight. It is probably, they replaced it with maybe the Force. I don't know. It was gonna roll, but it didn't get to it because it hit the ground. Oh, my hands. Let's do the ESP one. ESZ, EZP, ZSP. That actually, I threw that so nose up. Let's go with the X, which is the plastic that they used to have back when, like, I don't know what plastic this Slipstream GT is in. And now we are going to be throwing the Slipstream GT. This thing is crazy looking. It does almost have the same profile as the Avenger SS, but it has this GT, this grip track. Feels weird. The Avenger, the original Avenger, was, I wouldn't say flippy, but it was very straight with a little bit of bite at the very end. It's a 1.7, I believe, for Discraft, which does make sense, especially if they did end up replacing it with something like the Force. The Force is, I think, a 1.8 or could even be a 2.0. I don't remember. But the Avenger SS is a 0.5 for the Discraft flight chart thing, their own numbers, you know what I mean? And that being said, if you saw the flight of the Slipstream GT, it was not as understable. The Slipstream GT did flip, and it flipped a lot, but then it fought out of it and glided super, super far, which is really cool. It means that it's not an Avenger SS. An Avenger SS flips to the point where almost no matter what, it's going to roll. Probably shouldn't throw it from here. I will say these are covered in snow, very wet, and they're probably gonna slip out of my hand. But let's go hyzer. Nice little flip up, pushing, and it lands very left. Oh yeah. Yeah, that one turned even more. Look at that. It got to cut roll. All right, last of the Avenger SS's. This seems like it's more stable than it should be. So I don't know, maybe this is the Slipstream because of the ESP-Z. Yeah, that's almost the same flight as the Avenger. That's crazy. And last but not least, the moment we've all been waiting for. This is actually in my bag right now as because it has the thumb track, it's really good for standstills, but let's see how it is on just crazy hyzer. Oh boy. It's flippy, but headwind, flipped up, but then it kept flat and just started panning to the right, which means it's not as flippy as an Avenger SS. It doesn't want to like roll. This disc is awesome. Yeah, look at this. That's that ZSP. That's the Avenger. So it's definitely the same disc as the Avenger in the sense of stability, which kind of makes me want this Avenger SS, Kevin. Okay, so I think it's fair to say that this is a 10-speed. The Avenger and the Avenger SS are both 10 speeds, and that's kind of what this is going off of. The Avenger being 10.503, and the Avenger SS being 10.5 -3.1. I think the understability of this leans closer to the Avenger SS because this is what that disc originally was before it was the Avenger SS. So I think that we should say that this is probably a 10.5 -2.1, and Discraft, if you want to give me credit in saying that that is the flight numbers for this disc that does not exist anymore, I would love to put my name on here. This is my new pro model for Discraft.